This video is sponsored by no one.
Hello guys, welcome back to another edition of San Fernando Valley filming locations. And today this is a special kind of episode because we are looking at filming locations for a certain favorite movie of mine from the year 2021, Licorice Pizza. This movie was directed by Paul Thomas Anderson and is about two people, Gary and Elena, and they fall in love in the San Fernando Valley in the 1970s. Now, I was especially excited to shoot this episode because I love the movie. First of all, it is a very funny movie. If you have not seen it yet, go watch it. I think it's still in theaters for like another week or two, or just wait for digital, but it's a really good movie. I would definitely check it out. But I was surprised by how many locations in this movie were shot in the valley, so we're gonna go check those out today. Oh man, I just had to take in a good view of the valley. It's just so nice. Oh hey, look, it's Universal Studios. I work there. And you know what? They do have a studio tour that I would like to show you guys, but that'll be for another video. Our first stop here is a local theater that shows plays and musicals and all other kinds of performing arts. But this particular location was used for Licorice Pizza. Now we are here at the intersection of Lakersham and Weddington, and right behind me is the theater that they use for Licorice Pizza. Sucks that I can't zoom in all the way, but the El Portal Theater was used around the ending of the movie. And in this scene in particular, Gary and Elena were looking for each other throughout the valley, and they found each other right on this street in front of the El Portal Theater, and they ran toward each other and they slipped and fell on the floor. Now, I don't know what they're doing in this theater right now, but it looks like they're getting ready for another show, maybe a musical, I don't know. But they didn't shoot here for very long. This building was only used for like a second of the movie. But I always drive by here from work, and when I saw the movie in theaters, I was like, wait, I know that theater from somewhere. And I was just so happy to see a piece of the valley in the movie. Now our next location we're going to look at is actually a place that is down the street from my school. Now, some of you might remember that we just shot a segment at my school, Cal State Northridge, where we did locations for The Office and Sky High and the Orville. But right down the street from CSUN is a location for the movie Licorice Pizza. Now, Cupid's Hot Dogs was used in the movie as a hangout spot for Gary and his brother. In the beginning of the movie, Gary was telling his brother how he met this girl for his yearbook photos, and he's like, I just met the girl I'm gonna marry one day. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, here's a clip from the trailer.
I met the girl I'm gonna marry one day.
Unfortunately, the movie's not out on digital yet, so I don't actually have the actual footage. But I believe those benches over there on the right is where Gary and his brother ate dinner at. All right, here's the thing. I am at Reseda High School right now. This is where they actually shot the scene at the beginning where Gary first meets Elena and he gets his yearbook photo taken. But unfortunately, there is really no good angle around the block. I think where they shot it at was in like the gym, and then in the quad in the middle of the school, and I can't go into the school because I don't know anyone in here and I don't want to like trespass. So unfortunately we're going to have to pass this location, but just so you know, that first scene of the movie, they shot that at Reseda High School. All right guys, so unfortunately for me, sunlight moves by pretty fast when you're driving all over the valley looking for these locations. So for today, I only have time for one more location, and that location is the famous gas station. So I bet you guys saw this moment in the trailer when Bradley Cooper was smashing those car windows and he started getting all angry and shit. This is a gas station where they shot this at, and if you look closely at the billboard in the back, that's where they had that radio station billboard. I forgot what it was called, but let me describe you the scene of what happened. So Bradley Cooper's car ran out of gas and he had to climb all the way up that street where his house is, and the kids were inside the truck and they drove him back down the gas station from here, and they came in and they drove into that gas station where they dropped Bradley Cooper off. Now what's really cool about the production design is that they made this gas station look like a 1970s gas station, so that's why the look of it right now does not look like what it was in the movie, because they had to bring in all these signs and billboards and oh, there's a better view of the billboard that we saw in the trailer, but they really made this look like a different gas station from that time. There was even a 76 gas station light sign over there, but now it's gone. What a way to fold the camera, am I right? So as you can see, time went by pretty fast, and now it's dark and I don't have any more time to shoot because there's no sunlight. So I'm going to continue this little adventure tomorrow. So see you guys tomorrow. Hello guys, welcome to tomorrow. I promise I show you more locations of the movie Licorice Pizza. And today we were at the intersection of Jordan and Devonshire. As some of you guys don't know, in the movie, Gary not only is a child actor, but he also does public relations. So he works with his mom, like helping people start businesses and stuff. And in the movie, he starts his own business in this shop right behind me. So Gary had two businesses. One of them was selling water beds. He went into a wig shop, which is a place I'll show you later, and he found this guy who was selling water beds, and he started his own business selling water beds at this store. And later on in the movie, it turns out that there was an oil crisis, and the oil which they used to make the water beds are no longer available, so they had to stop the waterbed business. Later in the movie, Gary overhears that pinball machines are no longer illegal in the state of California, so then he gets a whole bunch of pinball machines and starts his own business at this same location where he sold the water beds. Well, I don't want to go inside and bother the people who work inside the craft shop. I do want to take you to the back of the building because some of my favorite scenes took place in the back. Alright guys, so we made it to the back of the craft shop, and if you look in the back over here, this is where two of my favorite scenes happened. One, when Elena was being suspicious of Gary talking to another girl, so she came into the back, looked through one of those windows, and she catches them kissing, and she gets angry, and she goes around the street and starts kissing some other guy out of jealousy. So that was one of my favorite scenes. And then another scene was when after they had to close down the waterbed shop, they packed their truck and they were going to reverse, and they were driving off that alley, but unfortunately the truck ran out of gas, so they didn't know what to do. They were just stuck there. Yeah, to think that this is the same place that Elena and Gary and Paul Thomas Anderson were, it's pretty awesome. You know, it's really unusual for these kind of shops to be used for movies, but I bet these people are lucky that their shop was used in a movie, so it's gonna get like a lot of attention. All right guys, so right behind me is a furniture store on the intersection of Sherman Way and Owens Mouse, and this furniture store was used for Joel's office campaign office for the movie Licorice Pizza. Yeah, Joel was played by Benny Safdie, and I know it's hard to see through the windows because of the paint, but yeah, all that used to be desks and computers and posters for Joel's campaign. And where I'm standing at right now, there was this guy, I don't know if he was like a creep or a spy, but he was spying on Joel's campaign office for some reason. They didn't really explain it in the movie. But I remember this scene where Elena had to come out to see what this guy's issue was. And yeah, he wouldn't just leave these guys alone. But yeah, this furniture place was used for Joel's campaign office. Pretty cool. All right guys, for our next location, we are at Mr. Jack's wig shop. Now this was actually a wig shop in the movie, and at this location, this is where Gary first discovered the waterbed. So as you can see, it looks like the building is condemned, like no one's in there anymore. So we're gonna go check it out. We're gonna go check inside right now. So we're here at the wig shop. I'm trying to see if we could get like a better look inside. But yeah, if you look all the way in the back, right against that window, that's where they had the waterbed, where Gary first discovered the waterbed. Now, funny thing is, I did not know this, but Leonardo DiCaprio's dad actually was a character, the salesman who sold Gary the waterbed. Now, I'm wondering if this is actually like the artwork for the movie, or this was already here before, but I do not know. Alright guys, so I did a little bit of research last night, and it turns out that at Reseda High School they only shot some portions of the beginning at that school, and some of the exterior locations from that scene was actually recorded here at Portilla Charter Middle School, which is kind of weird. Why would they shoot at a middle school when they're high school students? Gary just said in the movie that he is 15 years old, but whatever, we're gonna check out the location right now. Yeah, so I can't really zoom in all the way, but down that corridor is when the students were lining up to take their yearbook photos. Yeah, I think there is a clip from the trailer where Gary was in line and then he sees Elena coming down with the comb in the mirror. I think there's a better view from the other side. Alright guys, if you look towards the center, all the way in the back, that is the quad that they use for Licorice Pizza. I don't know where specifically, but Elena was walking down the corridor where she met Gary for the first time. She was passing out a comb and a mirror for students who needed to be groomed. And I guess this is the line that started towards the gym to take the yearbook photos. Alright, it's getting dark soon, so I better make it into my next location fast. So I don't know if you guys could see very well, but we are at the Van Nuys Golf Course. Now in Licorice Pizza, this golf course was used for Elena when she met up with Jack Holden, played by Sean Penn. And Sean Penn brought Elena outside to give her a ride on his motorcycle while his friend and the other guests were outside waiting for him to do some stunt over a fiery pit. Now I don't know specifically where they were doing this stunt. I think I read online it was by hole 8. I don't know where hole 8 is at, but I'm assuming somewhere towards the back, because if you look closely in the trailer as he was doing this stunt, you can see the cars passing by in the back. So somewhere in the back.
So I forgot in the middle of editing my video, I did not record an outro. So I guess this will conclude today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Go check out Licorice Pizza. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share if you can. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Move your butt down.